I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand or what?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you okay?
I'm having a stroke.
Your face looks weird, too.
I'm having a stroke.
Are you having a seizure or something?
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
And so, goodbye. And good night. Bang!
Settle! Because I'm better than you, and you know it. Yes, man! What the Rock is cooking!
Now welcome to Off the Mats with Alex Lowe's and Josh Silverberg.
Everybody, you are listening and watching us on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network every Saturday at 12 p.m. Welcome to the only wrestling talk show here on WWSRN. Welcome to Off the Mat. I'm your host, as always, Josh Silberg. With me at this time, of course, my co-host, my friend, my tag team partner, Mr. Alex Slows. What's happening, man? Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, you, the fans, as always, we want to get you involved as much as possible. Alex, how can the fans get involved? Absolutely. And of course, before we begin, we want to tell you how you can listen and follow us each and every single week because we're not the only show here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. No, no, no. There is plenty of options to choose from. All right. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store and you type in WWSRN. And if you go, excuse me, and if you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store and you type in Worldwide Sports. And I have to mention this because it needs to be said. The app is free of charge, no cost. You get our show schedule. You get all the different rundowns of every show each week. Clips, if you missed our show, you can rewatch them. Articles as well. So don't forget to check that out. You have Below the Mic, Down to the Wire, The Ryan Hickey Show, all the new Potbelly sports shows that have joined us now here. The Ryan Hickey Show, Wise Guys, Weapons Hot, a New York Jets podcast, the BS Sports Show, all those different shows that are on right now. You can watch it. Like I said, you can read our articles that we have and check out our brand new, beautifully designed website at worldwidesportsradio.com. That's worldwidesportsradio.com. You want to check that out. You could also have Alexa play us on your smart speakers or anything like that. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. We are all over the map. And also don't forget to check out the Weekend Crunch on 103.9 FM every week with, of course, Errol Marks and Eric Coleman every Saturday night. I believe at 7 o'clock. I join every now and then to do the show. So it's always a fun time for sure when Errol and I talk sports. Alex has been there for those conversations, so it's always interesting for sure. It gets a little out of hand. Alex, what shirt is that this week? He loves Hogan. He loves the Hogan Beat Shop. So I went with, I'll show the fans this. I believe I've worn this on this show. This is the first time I've actually ever worn a shirt twice on this show. So I'm wearing my Undertaker shirt. Me Undertaker. My Undertaker shirt. Also, Alex, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving with you and your family. I hope it was great. I know I did, and it was so much fun to just, it's not the same as it normally is every year, with everything going on. But hopefully by next year, we'll be back to normal again, get some normalcy up in here. I'm trying to convince Alex to get to New York in August for Wrestle Dynasty at Madison Square Garden, which is New Japan. My buddy and I are going to be sitting ringside for that. So I figured that would intrigue Alex to sit ringside at Madison Square Garden for New Japan. So, yes, I've seen many wrestling events there, Alex. My biggest one was WrestleMania 20 when I saw The Undertaker return. And of course, we alluded to that with Carl last week on the Sports Hit List, which you can also check out. It's another great show, the Sports Hit List. So let's get into it, Alex. And, we're going to recap Survivor Series in the second half. We're going to get into our AEW NXT recap. We'll do This Week in Wrestling. It's This Week in Wrestling. This Week in Wrestling, in wrestling history. And, of course, we get to our finishing move. But we got to begin with, of course, the elephant in the room. And I guess if you live under a rock, then, of course, then you already know the news. I guess it's true this time, but we'll see. Saudi Arabia money always comes into play. But The Undertaker, it looks like he really, and we had this conversation last week, has called it a career. So we're going to spend the next couple of minutes of recapping The Undertaker, what we loved about the character, The Undertaker, of course, Mark Calloway, and everything like that. Yeah, so and if you haven't checked out, there's a couple of specials I've watched on the WWE Network this week. I got to watch the Brothers of Destruction interview with Kane interviewing the Undertaker, which was awesome. I watched the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast, Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold and the Undertaker, and I got to watch the Paul Bear special. So if you haven't checked out those three things on the network, go watch them. They're phenomenal. The one thing I will give WWE is this, Alex. I will give them props for their documentaries. They do a great job. Yes. I made you watch that. I forced you to watch it. Remember, you didn't watch it at first, and I forced you to watch it. You knew about it, but I forced you to basically to check it out, and it's interesting. It does, because he goes off tangent with Mark Calloway a little bit. That's really what it is. And so let's get into it. First off, Alex, what did you think of the ceremony? I know it wasn't normal because the fans weren't there, but they had the fan noise piped in with the Undertaker chants. But what were your thoughts overall of how they did the ceremony and the send off for him? Well, I think what was cool was they brought back with like Henry Godwin and Savio Vega and the Godfather and Rikishi. They brought back BSK, which of course, if you which is I believe they're called the Bone Street Crew, um, which is the group the Undertaker was in. You know, you had the Click and then you had BSK. It was a Click kind of group. So you brought back all those guys, and I thought it was interesting. And like you alluded to, Jeff Hardy wearing the Undertaker face paint as well with the symbol on it. You had Ric Flair, Kevin Nash. Kane came out dressed as Kane, which I thought was cool. Mick Foley was awesome to see. Shane McMahon. Probably missing some people, but the list goes on and on about the people that did show up to this, and I thought it was phenomenal how they did it. Like I said, Saudi Arabia money always talks. I don't do I feel like the Undertaker is probably done wrestling in the United States. I don't think he's done in Saudi Arabia. If they're gonna offer him a crap ton of money, he's gonna go. He's gonna take it. You know, Shawn Michaels was there, of course, Triple H. You really, Alex, you really have to watch that Brothers of Destruction special. All those specials that I mentioned, the Broken Skull Sessions, the Brothers of Destruction special, and the Paul Bear special. You have to watch them on the network, and the fans do too. Well, wait, hold on. You said it was a WrestleMania list. Oh, I thought you said WrestleMania. Okay. No, I thought you said WrestleMania list. I'm sorry. Okay, because I was gonna say he wrestled. Okay. So which Undertaker ship? I guess 29 at Mania 29. No, I'm saying which CM Punk one do you have? Is it the Mania 29 one? 29 one? I was at that one actually. That was a good one. That's what took all the sales out of the fans at that point. They didn't care about the other matches because that match was so good. I like that list. I didn't. Okay. Oh God. I like how I like how the Undertaker described his match with Giant Gonzalez. He said it was an awful performance. He thought it was one of his worst matches. Um, it's so funny. I tell you what, um, he brought up an interesting point on the Brothers of Destruction special, and I didn't think about it, and I had to think for a few minutes. I said, I'm trying to think of something when he said it, and that was, what is the best? All right, so Alex, I'll ask you this first. In your opinion, what is the best storytelling you've ever witnessed by WWE? That's the American Badass you're saying when he was, yeah, yeah. So, not this isn't even best Undertaker moment. He brought up a great point. The best storytelling in WWE, and in my opinion, one of the best storytelling storylines in wrestling history, in my opinion, was the Undertaker and Kane. I think the whole thing with him being the brother, he burned the funeral home down, the Undertaker, he killing his parents. Kane was scarred. Paul Bearer was Kane's father, who, of course, had a relationship with Undertaker's mother. Of course, none of this is real. It's all storytelling, people. So just say that's why it's called storytelling. But I think that was because I remember it very well. I was in elementary school watching this. And I was baffled by everything because, you're seeing this guy in Kane, who's this big red monster, the same size as The Undertaker, does everything like The Undertaker. The storytelling with the family was phenomenal. I thought the whole thing was great. I mean, Paul Bearer being a part of that was ginormous for the whole storytelling. Yeah, it's true. And you look at it, and like I said, Alex, when you get a chance, watch that interview. When the Undertaker, because he was a big fan of Kane's, he hated the Isaac Yankem character as the dentist, which was Undertaker said was Kane said it was god awful. But Undertaker said when he found out that they were doing this storyline, he had a bunch of ideas in his head going around. Like this, you know what I mean? All these different things. And you watch it, and I just find it fascinating because you know what it was? Alex, it's a storyline that didn't just last in the Attitude Era. It's a storyline that lasted for 20 plus years. From WrestleMania 20 to later on Smackdown again with Paul Bearer coming back. I mean, it's just when they were a tag team together, Kane and Undertaker. This is a storyline that lasted forever. And it was phenomenal. Oh my God, yeah. And I think, look, both are future Hall of Famers. I think it was one of the greatest storytelling moments of all time because you look at like this too. At WrestleMania 14, the Undertaker won the match, but nobody had ever kicked out of the Tombstone before. And Kane kicked out of two of them, and they had to do a third one. And he still beat up Undertaker at the end. And then they had the Inferno match with the fire. And it's, the whole, then remember Kane buried Undertaker alive, and he went from the American Badass back to being that character. I look at that. That's, Alex, you said it best. That's storytelling at its best. You know what I mean? And you're just, you don't get that anymore. No, it's a lot of, I believe, I don't know, even AEW, I don't know if a lot of companies will ever go that deep and in depth to really focus on the whole family background of something like that. Because I mean, you're talking about, like I said, Paul Bear was the manager, then Paul Bear was he worked for Undertaker's parents, he had a relationship with his mom, and he did that, and it was he burned down the thing, and there was a lot of going on. To me, the Undertaker is a legend. And people are gonna say, people are gonna go, "No crap, Sherlock," and I'm gonna say, "Yeah, I know what I'm saying is," but the fact of the matter is this: Undertaker was my childhood, man, and the one dream match I always wanted to see. You know who my favorite of all time is, Alex, and that's Sting, and that's always the talk of. We wanted to see Sting Undertaker. We're never probably ever gonna get to see that. I think it's too late anyway. I do have ideas of how they can make it work, but it's unfortunate that it probably will not happen. But the Undertaker, man, is WWE. He is that. He's WWF. He is that. He was the soldier for that company. He didn't go to WCW like other guys did. He stayed. And to me, I respect that because WWE was a sinking ship during the Monday Night Wars. But the ship didn't sink fully because of the leadership of the Undertaker. And of course, WCW screwed up too. Wrestle Court. He was the judge. He was always the judge with something. But look, it's unfortunate the Undertaker didn't get to have his send-off in front of a crowd. But I tell you what, his last match with AJ Styles was awesome in the Boneyard match. And I think he's somebody that when you look at it, like I said, I think his career in the United States is done. I think he'll make appearances, but I think he'll still wrestle in Saudi Arabia because that money and everything like that. But I think the WrestleMania stuff is over. But we'll see. '21. Yeah, well, because that was a rivalry. Because remember, Orton challenged Taker to that match, and that was in, I believe, April of that year. So they fought. Taker won, and then later on in that year, Orton burned the casket or whatever it was. And then he came back, and I love that storyline between Undertaker and Orton. To me, look, another one, Mankind and Undertaker, not just Hell in a Cell, Buried Alive, Boiler Room Brawl, Paul Bearer being on top of the shark cage at the Garden for Survivor Series when Undertaker came back and he ascended from the ceiling. So there's just so many different things, like I said. And the first time I saw Undertaker live was at WrestleMania 20 when he came back as a dead man. I was at that show with my father. I was in 7th grade. And I was ecstatic when he came back. I couldn't believe it. The match sucked, but it wasn't even about the match. It was just about the character that came back. And to me, that was it. Yes. And that was exactly it. But that's our stuff on The Undertaker, and we wish him all the best, of course. You hope, because WWE is doing all these documentaries now, you hope it's over at this point. Otherwise, well, But let's get to our AEW NXT stuff. Alex, what did you love about AEW? We'll start with that first. And what did you like? Do you like the Powerhouse Hobbs name? You like that Powerhouse name? Yeah. For me, it's a little cheesy with the whole powerhouse name. Um, he doesn't need a nickname. He looks like a powerhouse. What is it? I mean, what you know what I mean? He looks like a brick wall. I mean, I do like that he did join Taz's team. I did like that. My curiosity is with Lance Archer, um, coming out at the end and helping out Death Triangle. But then again, you look at it, both Death Triangle and Eddie Kingston's team are both kind of heelish anyway. So it really doesn't make a difference, but I guess because Eddie Kingston has talked a lot of trash about Lance Archer for the last month or so. That's it. Because of remember the Battle Royal? Yeah, that's what did it. Yeah. What's your thoughts? I know you're a fan of hers. Do you like Abaddon being the next? It looks like I can't. How do you say Abaddon or Abaddon? Abaddon. Scary Head. Do you like her being the next contender for Sheeta's championship? No, I agree with you. I think what's interesting about this whole thing is, first off, I'm glad she's okay because remember she had a big injury. I think it was you that you texted it to me that she hurt herself. I believe Alex that she hurt herself. So I'm glad she's okay. I never saw Sheeta look like that before, so that was interesting. But the other thing too is she's really running out of contenders. She's beating Nyla Rose, Anna Jay. What's her name? Who's the one that Kip Sabian's dating? Penelope Ford, Thunder Rosa. So she's really, she's being Serena Deeb. So she's running out of contenders. Yeah. So they gotta fill somebody. I guess Abaddon is really the one that they can look at and say maybe could give her a real, run for her money at the same time because of the way her character is and the way she looks and everything that she's a freaky looking thing, man. I tell you what, I'd like to see a match with her and Sue Young as a dead bride. Wouldn't that be? Might as well have a Walking Dead episode at that point. You know what I mean? With those two, it would take them 50 minutes to get to the ring alone. So I thought that was interesting. I thought Kenny Omega, John Moxley, that stuff was interesting. I'm ready for that match. I think Omega's winning next week. Yeah. Now, are you surprised they're doing it on Dynamite and not a pay-per-view? Because the next pay-per-view, I believe, is in February. I want to say their next pay-per-view. Yeah. Well, the thing is, they can't have a crowd anyway right now with the pandemic. So it's either it doesn't. Yeah, I guess but look, I think it's going to be an excellent match. I think Omega's going to be the one that takes it. I like the FTR vignette that they had with them trying to challenge the Young Bucks again. I think FTR is going to win back the belts, and then I think they're going to have a final match of the rivalry and the winner take all. That's what I think they'll end up doing. So let's get to NXT quick before we. Yeah. Oh yeah, go for it. Mm-hmm. I agree with Dorn that. The Young Bucks said they see a lot of them in Top Flight, a younger version. All right, Alex, we got about 5 minutes before we go to break, so let's get to NXT really quick. We saw that Pete Dunne beating Kyle O'Reilly in the ladder match. We clearly know who the person was that interfered. It was Pat McAfee, even though it wasn't. It was not. It was not shown that it was McAfee. It was clearly him. So wow, what a shocker. They get the man advantage going into War Games, which you knew was going to happen because the heels always get it. The heels always get it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be an excellent match. I'm excited for War Games, and clearly you saw the turn of Tony Storm, which was a little shocking. Yeah, clearly you see clearly you could see who's going to be on Shotzi's team now, right? I mean, it's going to be Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, and Io Shirai. Clearly, you see those are the three that are going to be on Shotzi's team. Were you shocked with the Tony Storm turn, and did you like it? I don't know. I to me, Tony doesn't come off as a heel. That's really what it comes down to for me. I think she's way more as a face. Um, she basically, I think, fits in with the crowd more. You know what I mean? Because all of her stuff is about what they're doing with the crowd and everything. So to me, it just seems a little weird. But I think the match is going to be excellent. I think Shotzi's going to have a dominant team with Io Shirai, Ember Moon, and Rhea Ripley. I think that's the teams kind of seem unfair when you think about it. Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, and Tosha, which again is still a very good team. But I mean, you got Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon, all former Io Shirai, all former and current NXT Women's Champions on one team. So I'm just saying. Well, it has to be one or the other. So I mean, I think it will definitely be one or the other. And then the last thing, which was interesting, which is the Triple Threat North American Championship match, was made announced this week. Right? It was yes. He was funny. He was so funny. Why do I bring these stupid chairs? You know. But who's the championship match? It's Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and Leon Ruff are in the match. So they're having that, and then you're gonna have Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Loomis in a strap match. I believe it's strap match. I think it is, or a is that what it was? I can't remember what it was. Tommaso Ciampa. I have a feeling it will, and I could see Kushida being involved in that match, maybe. So we'll see for sure. But like I said, I think NXT War Games is setting up to be a really strong pay-per-view again. I'm curious where they go with Finn Balor. If Finn, I think they're just trying to keep Finn on the shelf pretty much until the smoke clears, as they say. You know what I mean? So when the injury heals. So yeah. All right. Time for a break. When we come back, we're gonna get to Alex's wrestling. What is it this week? I keep forgetting the name of it. I don't understand why. We're gonna get to this week in wrestling history. We're gonna recap Survivor Series. Who won Raw versus SmackDown? I'll give you a hint. Neither won, and we'll explain why. And then, of course, our finishing move. This is Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Football League.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings.
Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is like busy, you know? I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Everybody's got a price. Rest in peace.
Welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Lowe's and Josh Silverberg.
Heavy main event. A lot of people. 10-person main event. That's a lot of people. You know, when you think of...
I never expected that many people in the matchup.
No, I never do either. It sounds like a stack card. I mean, I guess, what year was that, Alex?
This year was 2015.
Yeah, that makes sense now. When I heard Cody Hall's name, that made sense. Okay. That's great. 1,093 people. And where was it? You said it was in Osaka, you said?
I think it was in Yamaguchi Freshman Park Gymnasium.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you said Osaka. No, that sounds like an interesting match. Not match, card for sure. Because that was kind of when, I mean, Bullet Club was there, but it was really starting to
Bullet Club was starting to build
point.
up then.
Yeah, that was really when it was. And then the build-up happened. And like I said, I always say this on the show. Once Pro Wrestling Tees added the licensed stuff to get New Japan stuff to Hot Topic, that was the end of it. That's when it took off. That's when New Japan really started becoming a mainstay in this country, for sure. And I mean the United States, but that's good stuff, though. Thank you, Alex. All right. So let's get to our Survivor Series stuff. Let me just minimize this, but I can still see you on the screen. First of all, before we give our recap of Survivor Series, what did you think of the show overall?
So I thought the show was great. I believe the best part of the show to me was the match between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. That probably was one of the best matches in Survivor Series this year.
Oh, easily. I thought that match. And I thought the tag match between the Street Profits and the New Day was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. And also the women's match between Sasha Banks and Asuka was really good too. I thought WWE did a really good job with this pay-per-view. Now, when I said before the break, and I said, who won the show, Raw or SmackDown? And I said nobody. And the reason why nobody was because Well, he did win. If you want to count the pre-show match, then technically Monday Night Raw won 4 matches to 3.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw definitely has to be the most dominant team in Survivor Series, and they have been for the past couple of years.
See, I don't think they are anymore, and the reason being, Alex, is because now that SmackDown is on a major network like Fox, I think that overachieves everything else that like USA does, because Fox is a way bigger network than USA is. So they're gonna make SmackDown look good any possible way they can, in my opinion. And you look at it. Look, I thought the show was very good. I thought some matches were really good. I thought some matches were really stupid. Let's start with this. All right, Team Raw. Everybody won. Everybody stayed, right? Nobody got eliminated on Raw.
Nope.
Everybody each eliminated a person on SmackDown. Did you like that idea that happened, or did you think it should have been more competitive?
I believe it should have been more competitive. It should have been like back and forth.
Did you hate the Seth Rollins idea?
I feel like Seth Rollins got eliminated too early. He should have stayed.
Well, because I know he's going away for a bit because Becky's about to have the baby. So I know Becky Lynch is about to have her baby. So I know he's going away for a little while. So maybe that was a way to write him off. Maybe, I don't know. That was kind of weird. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought it was weird too. I just believe it was too early to eliminate him like that.
No, not even that. I thought what was weird was that they didn't let SmackDown.
They didn't give SmackDown a chance.
And then giving him a chance. I thought that was kind of wonky and a decision that I'm curious as to what. What were your thoughts on the SmackDown tag team match? I thought that match was one of the. First off, can I just say Montez Ford is a future megastar, single superstar waiting to happen. I like the idea of the Street Profits beating the New Day. What were your thoughts?
I thought that match was great. The New Day, they fought back and delivered the Midnight Hour. Ford kicked out. There were just a lot of different moves and styles that they were throwing into that match, and it was just near fall after near fall, and it was amazing to see.
See, I thought the match, like I said, I think Montez Ford is a future megastar waiting to happen. He's got personality, charisma, skill set that could be everything you want as a champion. And I think that that's somebody that they're going to look at. And I think them beating the New Day set the tone for the Street Profits, basically saying that, okay, there's another really good popular tag team on this roster that we need to focus on. I thought the U.S. Championship match was stupid. I don't know. There was nothing about it that was good. I mean, they basically tried to make Sami Zayn win by counting out Bobby Lashley. I never thought Sami Zayn. I actually thought at one point Sami Zayn was going to win by accident. What were your thoughts? I thought the match was stupid in my eyes.
Yeah, the match didn't really get that much attention for me as a wrestling fan. It didn't click for me. It didn't really grab my attention enough.
Now, I thought the women's match was really good. I thought Sasha and Asuka were great. They have such chemistry, the two of them, because they've wrestled each other a couple of times. And I think Sasha winning the match was the right call because, in my opinion, I don't think Asuka needed. You could have won with either person winning, and I like that they made Asuka look like $1 million, and they still had Sasha win. That takes me back to NXT Takeover New York in 2019 when I was there with my buddy, and it was Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle for the North American Championship, and Matt Riddle was dominant, looked like a stud, and Velveteen Dream won the match, which is exactly how certain matches you want it to go, right? You want to make a guy look unbelievable and make him look strong or her strong. And if you're going to have them lose, let them get like in a roll-up finish or something like that.
And that's
how you can make it.
That's exactly what they did with this match, and it was really well done. It was just one of those matches where Banks was just doing everything she could to win, using the Banks statement, trying to roll her up in the abdominal stretch and all these different pinning attempts and submission attempts. And even when she used a Meteora on the outside of the ring And the series of falls ensued as drama built. And with Asuka, I got to give her a hand for that match. It was, she came very close to winning that match. She gave her all, and it was a really good performance.
Absolutely. And I thought, in my opinion, like I said, I thought both women did a great job. I thought it was Sasha winning the belt against Bayley was perfect. I want to see Sasha with a little bit of a look. Usually Sasha's runs are very bleak. When I say bleak, very small. They don't last long. And I want to see her with a prolonged championship run. I want to see her with this because when she was NXT champion, she had a prolonged run and it was entertaining and she did a great job. So you had the women's match, Team Raw defeating Team SmackDown. You knew somehow Lana was going to be the sole survivor to make it funny. Like you knew it. Did you like how the finish was? Because honestly, I expected that.
Yeah, I expected Lana to come out like that and win the match for Team Raw like that.
Win the match, Alex. She didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything? Wow.
She just stood there.
Yeah, that no. I feel like there could have been more to this matchup. There should have been more included in this matchup against Team Raw's women and Team SmackDown's women.
You know, it's just interesting because, you know, you looked at the match and I said, when they said you're not tagging Lana in, I knew somehow Lana was going to be the sole survivor in a very funny way. And of course, Bianca Belair, who I think is going, the report that I'm hearing is she's, after Carmella is finished, they're going to set up a match for her and Sasha Banks, which that excites me. I think Bianca Belair is uber talented.
And I believe that match would be 5-star. That would be a great match to watch.
It would be awesome because they're different styles, but the style, it would be fascinating about it is that because she's great on the mic, and then you got Sasha who's good on the mic sometimes. Sasha could be a little cliche-ish, cheesy-ish sometimes. It depends on what she's talking about. But when you look at the situation with those two, I think that could be magic. But, of course, they got to get through Carmella first. But the women's match was interesting. And then, of course, you had the main event you talked about, Alex, and that was Roman Reigns beating Drew McIntyre. I thought that was the best match of the night. And it just seems like and we're going to find out who Drew challenges for the championship next week.
Hopefully we'll see where that goes. But Reigns, he dominated that match. He just weared McIntyre down throughout that.
See, I thought they made Drew look. I thought they made Drew look like $1 million in that match.
Yeah, they made him. They made
Drew. They made Drew look.
They made him look
unbelievably
strong,
talented.
like unbelievably.
They made him
great.
look really strong. Jey Uso came out to help, and they had Roman win. And I think, again, doesn't that go back to the point where Drew was so dominant in that match, and you look back and you say, yeah, that was something when I see it, and I go back on, I'm going to say, boy, it looked like Drew should have won this match. But I thought and you know what?
Just the writing, the writing for this match was good. It was on point. It made sense, and it led to a great match for Survivor Series.
And you know what? I think having Roman submit Drew was the right call. You know what I mean? Having him, I think with him being passed out, I don't think he didn't tap out. He passed out. Excuse me. I think that was an excellent call. You didn't pin him.
Nope, he didn't.
Still made him look good. Yes. So I thought that was perfect. I would give Survivor Series a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I'd give it around 7.1.
Yeah. All right, Alex, let's get to this quick. Before we get to our finisher, we do have actually a couple of minutes up, so we do have a little bit of time to do a little update on with New Japan stuff going on. I know you're keeping tabs on there's a lot of tournaments going on. There's the Junior and the Super Tag League.
We got the World Tag League and the Best of Super Junior tournament.
Yeah, so in your thoughts right now, with the way the Tag League is setting up right now, are there any surprises that have hit you so far?
The thing that surprised me was Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens getting eliminated in the World Tag League tournament. That I did not expect that. I really thought that that they would have a chance to really grow in this tournament.
You know what? For me, it's almost like I'm just trying. I want to pull up the standings right now. Just give me a second. Updated. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, why am I doing Junior Tag League? Oops. That's not it. Here we go. World Tag League results. No. I can't find the results right now. Alex, do you have them anywhere with you or no?
No, I don't. I'm actually looking it up right now just to see where. 11
Oh,
hours
oh,
ago.
here we go. I got it.
Night
Update.
10.
Here we go. So the last update I got was November 18th.
This is from 11 hours ago, though.
Oh, so give it up.
So 6 points. Bullet Club, Evil, and Yujiro Takahashi. Chaos is at 6 points. Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano. Great Okan and Jeff Cobb are at 6. Gorillas of Destiny at 6 points. And Suzuki-gun, Tai Chi, and Zack Sabre Jr. at 6 points.
So which is at 6? It seems that there's a lot of tiebreakers right now, huh?
Yeah. 4 points is Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Finn Juice, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson. At 2 points is Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. And Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toa Hanare. And for the Best of Super Junior 27 standings, at 8 points is Hiromu Takahashi, Master Wato, and Taiji Ishimori.
How about that?
At 6 points is Bushi, El Desperado, and Sho. Number 4, at 4 points is Robbie Eagles and Raizuki Taguchi. And at 0 points is Doki and Yura Uemura.
How about Master Wato?
Master Wato, man, he's just been on a roll. He's
good.
He's really good.
He's a guy that, in my opinion, I think he should eventually join Chaos and replace kind of Will Ospreay in a sense. I'm gonna tell you, Robbie Eagles is a guy I love.
Robbie Eagles, I've been paying close attention to him ever since he was a part of a tag team with Will Ospreay, and then he went off. And then he went off and did his own thing in New Japan, and since then he's just been doing really, really well.
Yeah, he has, and I tell you what, I think Hiromu is gonna. I tell you what, I love to see a match between Hiromu and Taiji. I would love to see Hiromu Takahashi against Taiji Ishimori. I really would. But Master Wato is an interesting one. That is one that fascinates me because I knew eventually he was going to grow. I just felt like he was getting squashed too much when he first came up. But he's grown on me, and he's getting better and better each week. All right, Alex, let's get to our finishing move, man. What do you got for us this week?
So my finishing move was I was watching The Mandalorian Season 2, and Sasha Banks is in it as one of the Mandalorians that was with a certain character. I can't say who it is yet because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. You know.
You're a good man. That's very nice. Yeah, so she was talking about that the last few months that she was on the show. She made a scene in the show. So my finishing move for me is just the Undertaker. And the Undertaker for me is a guy that, you know, I know we spoke about it earlier, but when you look at the career as a whole, I mean, think about this. Three decades. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It
when
is.
You think of it's insane.
It's insane how long the Undertaker has been in wrestling, and
he just had a prolonged career, and a career that you look back on, and so many wrestlers, you know, can only dream of having the kind of career that he had. I don't know if we're ever going to see that again.
I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. I don't think it's
ever
and again, possible.
And I know I've mentioned it before. If you get a chance, go on the WWE Network. Go watch the Brothers of Destruction Kane interviewing Undertaker. Go watch the Paul Bearer special. It's called The Mortician. And go watch the Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker. It's fun. It's interesting. It's fascinating. And if you're not even just an Undertaker fan, if you're a wrestling fan, there's so much insight that goes into it. And Stone Cold's very real on his podcast. So, you know, that's something you have to look at, check it out. WWE does a great job with their documentaries on the network. I give them that. So kudos to The Undertaker. I hope he enjoys retirement. He deserves it. Very much so. Let him spend time with his daughter. And, of course, his wife, Michelle McCool. And we'll see. All right, before we go, we're just going to give you some information as well. Alex, how can the fans reach us on the show every week?
So the fans can reach us on the show on Facebook and Twitter at Off the Mat WWSRN. And you can check out our Facebook page, see when we're going to be live again, check out all the details and information on Facebook and on our Twitter page. And also make sure to follow, again, WWS at WWSRN_radio.
That's their phone number, too?
The phone number is 727-888-4295. And then, again, make sure to follow the Worldwide Sports Radio Network on Twitter at WWSRN_radio.
Absolutely. It's good stuff on there. It's not just our show. If you're a sports fan, there's all different programs. You got, again, the BS Sports Show, Ryan Hickey Show, Below the Mic, Down to the Wire, all the Potbelly sports shows that have come, Weapons Hot in New York Jets podcast, Sports Hit List, Wise Guys, literally you name it. We have new shows that are coming. I know we have a hockey show on now on Saturdays at 4-2. And, of course, don't forget the Weekend Crunch on 103.9 FM. That's 103.9 FM with Eric Coleman and Errol Marks, and myself as well. Josh Ulrich, I'm on the show sometimes too. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. We are on every social media platform. If you have a smart speaker, you can have them play us as well. If you miss our show, if you want to watch clips, if you want to do all that, download our app. It is free. If you have an iPhone, go to the Apple Store, type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, okay, this is a little different. Go to the Google Play Store and you type in Worldwide Sports, okay? So if you have an iPhone, go to the Apple Store, WWSRN. Android, Google Play Store, Worldwide Sports. Check out our brand new website. It's gorgeous, worldwidesportsradio.com. It's phenomenal. It's organized. It's easy to navigate. And like I said, we want to hear from you, the fans. Again, Alex gave you the number. You can always call us in. I think we're using, Microsoft Teams now?
Microsoft Teams.
We will be switching. I know we're going to I don't know when yet, but we're going to be switching programs where I don't think we're even going to need Microsoft Teams anymore. I think it's all just going to be on one line. So, Alex and I we're just going to figure out the deets for that one. I did say deets for details, shorten that up a little bit. But look, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope everybody had a great holiday. A happy Thanksgiving to everybody again, to all your family and your friends out there. Hopefully everybody is staying safe. Alex, to you as well, my friend. Always a pleasure. And again, congratulations again to The Undertaker for a wonderful career. Usually you say careers are cut too short, but I think his was very long. So it was definitely not too short, but it was one to remember. Alex, take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my friend. I don't know if you're working. I don't know if you're working today.
No, actually, I have today and tomorrow off.
Wow, look at that! You got a full weekend off. Look at that. You're just chill and relax now, man. Like I said, hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. Enjoy the holidays. Remember, like I said, be careful traveling. You don't want. Again, is one holiday worth risking future holidays? That's what you got to remember. So take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll speak to everybody next week. This is Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Also, enjoy AEW this Wednesday night. It's going to be a jam-packed show with Omega and Moxley.